Anderson. Here's a 3rd and 7. And McCarron goes down the field, and it's caught and breathes in for the touchdown.
Welcome to New Stripe City, a YouTube channel for die-hard Bengals fans. I'm your host, Ace Boogie. A big shout out to my subscribers that are returning, and if you're new here and love the Bengals and hate the Squealers, then be sure you bang that sub button. And if you think the Steelers are dirty, be sure to like this video. The Bengals offensive line in 2017 was basically complete utter trash. According to Football Outsiders, the Bengals offensive line ranked 20th in pass protection and 24th in run blocking. The left end and right tackle were the worst spots for run plays last year, while the best areas for the run were in the middle or off the guard position. Cedric Ogbuehi and Jake Fisher both struggled last year, while Trey Hopkins was injured during the season. Clint Bowling was one of the only bright spots for the offensive line. He even played left tackle for a few games, and he turned in the only good left tackle performance on the season according to Pro Football Focus. The Bengals also discovered that they might have some hidden talent on the bench with guards Alex Redmond and Christian Westerman. This season, the Bengals made offensive line their top priority. First, they fired one of their longest tenured coaches in Paul Alexander and replaced him with Frank Pollock. Pollock will look to install a new zone blocking scheme this season, similar to what he used with the Cowboys, and Pollock has made sure that he's worked with offensive coordinator Bill Lazor to make sure that it aligns with the new offense. The first move the Bengals made was that they signed free agent offensive tackle / guard Bobby Hart. Hart is seen as a versatile offensive lineman that can swing between the tackle and guard position, and although Pollock seems somewhat high on Hart, he was never able to establish himself as a starter in New York. The next signing was arguably the best of a solid offseason, with the Bengals trading for Cordy Glenn. And when healthy, Cordy Glenn can establish himself as a good left tackle and would be a huge upgrade for this offensive line. Glenn also played with current left guard Clint Bowling at Georgia, and this trade proved to be pretty smart because Mike McGlinchey was actually taken before the Bengals would have picked, and probably was nowhere near as polished as Cordy Glenn. The Bengals also did themselves a favor and let Russell Bodine walk in free agency. They then drafted Billy Price out of Ohio State, and although some of the fan base did want Frank Ragnow, I think the Bengals would do just fine with Billy Price. He has the leadership and grit that the offensive linemen need in the AFC North, and I think that the Bengals kind of lost that when they let Andrew Whitworth leave for LA. And this move alone could make the Bengals offensive line a lot better. The only issue I had was I wish that they would have moved back into the 3rd round and taken right tackle Orlando Brown, who was drafted by the Ravens, which it was rumored that they did attempt to trade back into the 3rd round for a player, but it's not necessarily been released whether or not that was Orlando Brown. They also picked up a reserve guard in Ron Taylor in the 7th round, and NFL.com rated Taylor as a prospect that has a 50-50 chance to make an NFL roster. He had some college experience starting at tackle, but looks to be more of a project guard and likely a practice squad stash. So with the new acquisitions, the Bengals line could definitely improve, but this hinges on a number of factors. Number 1, Cordy Glenn must stay healthy. Number 2, the right side of the line needs to be figured out. Number 3, the transition to the zone scheme must be smooth. And number 4, either Alex Redmond or Christian Westerman need to emerge as a starter. I think if these things happen, the Bengals offensive line will go from awful to slightly above average as a unit. So this concludes our segment. Be sure to check out our other videos. If you know of any other diehard Bengals fans, make sure you send them our way. I've heard you guys say that you would like a new video for the intro, so be sure to comment some play suggestions. And as usual, I'll leave you guys with a who day, all day, every day, and especially on Sunday.